So we got the A330 over at Honolulu. I'm going to plan for a long flight tonight. About a 9.5 hour flight. Not quite max range. Let's do this. 15. So I've got a Honolulu to Boston flight loaded up here. Right? 9 hours and 40 minutes en route. It's actually closer to like 9:50 total time. Plus 30. Let's just, yeah, let's do 9:45. Be 10:15 total. Yes, there is no landing on 09, so I'm just going to put this here. Cancel. Plus 1.0. I don't know what route this flight's using today. Actually, it doesn't depart today. Or does it? They did 6 weekly. Let me see if I can pull a flight plan off my phone. My apologies if there's some background noise. There's some construction going on behind me. Let me just pull this up here and see if they're departing today. Yep, 5 hours, 58 minutes. So they're going up to APAC today. So they're going way north. So APAC, Auntie, Hemlo, BFF, FOD. No. I'm going to have to just copy a route in here real quick. Just going to do that from my phone. And mainly what we're doing here is we're going to do a takeoff. No. We're going to do a takeoff and then a landing. Right back in Honolulu. So I'm going to paste this in from my... Come on. There we go. Paste. There it is. It's a little bit longer of a route. Almost 4,500 nautical miles. Alright, so we're setting the zero fuel weight at the max Hawaiian zero fuel weight, which is 278 passengers, 376.2 on the zero fuel weight, 278. So we're going to be close to loaded. As you can see, there's not much more. It goes up to 379.1. Hello, Juan Crafter. I've seen your posts before on our YouTube videos, I think. So I got the route in, right? Just going to leave E-tops, step clams, all that good garbage. Going to leave that all in auto. I use the JetBlue OFP format because that gives me runway analysis. Going to go ahead and hit generate. And I'll open up, I'll do two things here. I'll punch in the route. And I will punch in a route to Flight Plan to Infinite Flight by Chris S. from the forum, Chris Schaefer. Great website. He's got SimBrief Classic. You can do the SIDS now. The Molokai 4 is basically heading 140, and then they usually give you direct. So we're looking for 127,504 pounds of fuel. So 127.5. Let's come back in here. Let's load our fuel. 127.5. And it's kind of a pain to get sometimes. Maybe it'll work out in our favor. Yeah, no, not quite. So what I'll do is I'll just very slightly, this does not knock you off too bad, very slightly come in here, unsynchronize it. Yeah, a little. Sometimes if you go all the way up and then come back down. 476, yeah, that's whatever, close enough. It's 20 pounds. We'll save it on the taxi. What is it, 25 pounds, I guess. Light. Big deal. Okay, come in here, nav lights. Not going to do beacon and smoking yet. What I am going to do is come down here to the bottom. I'm going to grab the flight plan, copy this, and I am working stuff on my phone as well. I often do this part of the journey, if you will. I mostly will do this on my phone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it here on my iPad, paste it into my iPhone, right? Copy flight plan, and I have on my phone an open note where I keep a lot of my routes that I do testing and stuff like that on. So I actually have kind of a guide that will take us on a 140 heading. Alright. And this is a very much so, this is a northern route here. So okay, I pasted in the waypoints. Now, the one other thing I need to do is I'm going to pop up the PDF here, and let's go down and take a look. So our takeoff weight's going to be 502.8, 500,000 pounds basically. Min takeoff is 126.6, so they're expecting us to burn about 900 on the taxi. We'll probably burn less than that. This performance factor, and of course, as I start talking about important stuff, there goes a saw behind me. This performance factor, -10, works pretty well. Like you can get pretty close. You're going to be, you'll find yourself to be ahead of the curve most of the way, and then towards the middle to the end of the flight, you'll start catching up, and you might even go over. On a westbound flight with headwinds, I think I was 1,100 pounds over. So, I mean, it's close enough for government work. As long as you're not talking about being 5,000 pounds short of fuel and you're running out of fuel, not a huge deal. So it's got us going out 350, 370, 390 for the 9 hours. We're going to come back around into Honolulu after dumping fuel. Excuse me. So what I will probably do is I'll set it up to maybe go to cruise, and then we can go from there. I'm just on a remote stand in Honolulu, so it's a shorter taxi from the remote stand here. Okay, takeoff and landing report. 8 left. Outside air temperatures 23 Celsius. Winds 100 degrees at 6. QNH 2985. 533.5 is the maximum recommended takeoff weight. I forget, I have to ask my buddy what the MTOW is over here. But planned takeoff weight 502.8 for a V1 of 139, rotate 148, V2 156. And it's probably going to be Toga. Maybe it might be like 99 to 100%. So V1's 139, right? So we subtract 5 from that, so 134, 148, 156, right? This is the important stuff. 34, 48, 56. I'm going to go ahead and punch the flight plan in, right? Why did that not do that? Oops. I didn't copy from my phone, so I'm going to clear that flight plan, yes. Let me grab the right one from my phone. And you'll see how it kind of, it's a guide for the 140 heading. Looks like we got some traffic coming in. Where is this guy even coming from? Molokai. Interesting. I don't think a 737-900 fits in Molokai. Not sure about that. So I've copied from my phone, and you're going to see the plane goes out to the north almost immediately. Yeah, take a hard left at hard left to get up to that A route. I believe it's R463. There's even one north of that has H. It's an H route, Hemlo to Helop. Comes out way over. So you'll see this comes in like south of PDX, north of San Fran. But there's routes even up here. Where's PDX at? PDX should be like right there. So there's routes that come out. If I put the touches on. Where is that? Here it is. So there's routes that come out. So when you're going to Hawaii, there's routes that come like this. And there's even one that is even further north. And then you can kind of zoom on down into Hawaii. It'll be interesting to see when I go in January what I'll wind up. So you got A routes and B routes by San Francisco. So if I zoom in far enough, you would see Oakland, and then the B route, R464. There's a C route, R465, and then D route is down here by LAX. It's right about here somewhere, Dinty. And then there's an E and an F route, and I think that's it. So it's A through F, Central East Pacific routes. Pretty cool route structure. So this does not have a proper star on it. I really don't care because we're going to wind up coming back in to do the landing tutorial. I'm not going to do a 9-hour flight here and stream the whole thing. So I just want to clean up my map a little bit. Alright. So this is roughly, clean up the map. Clean up the map. It's a roughly 140 headings, 147, so it's a little steep, but this is roughly the track that planes take out of Honolulu. Now let's jump in on our V speeds now. Going to double check those. 39, so we subtract 5 because the V1 call out in the cockpit, 134, is 5 knots prior to V1. 148, right, and then 156, so we're going to be looking for 166, and I don't put that on, so we're going to be looking for 166 to 171 as we take off. I'm going to get rid of this for now because it just slows up the performance of the iPad. So, with that being said, right, I get my nav lights, going to go ahead and get this going, start logging the flight. So I want, what did I say that was? 56, so we want 66 in here. And we're still, for an A330 200, this is going to be closer to 90%. You see the load down here? Right? So, 166 in, right? This is just kind of my methodology. I'm going to go ahead and call for taxi. We're going to 8 right.
Honolulu
Reef
Unicom,
runway.
Hawaiian 2 heavy, taxiing to runway 8 right.
Got the wrong call sign in there because I did an LAX takeoff before. Hawaiian 90, celebrating 90 years of Hawaiian. Just kind of recalibrate. Beacon lights, come on. Jump outside. Start the push. We'll go ahead and turn 2. Gonna grab my decaf iced coffee here for this. We'll get the hydraulics and everything. And again, it's a flap 2 takeoff. Now at heavy weights, this A330 requires a lot of positive trim to get going, but you don't want to put in so much positive trim that you get a tail strike. The tail strike happens at about 11 degrees, I believe, at what's called fully compressed. So obviously we don't have truck tilt, so we can't do quote-unquote compression in infinite flight. I'm going to go ahead and turn 1. Come on. Right on the edge of the iPad. If I had $1 for every time my finger slipped off the rudder control, I'd be a rich, rich man. I'll just back her down some more there. Now, I'm going to center the landing gear right on the center line. I'm going to show you a trick to maintain center line while you're taxiing from inside the cockpit. A little bit more. Come on. Got to burn off a little bit of that fuel for taxi. Alright, right there. Brakes. Set parking brake. Alright, now watch this. We're a little bit off center. So stop there before taxi. So trim is going to go to 60%, maybe 63. I've been messing around with this for a while now, and I think somewhere between 55 and 63 is the right kind of trim. And then we're going to go flaps 2. Flaps 2. Flaps 2. What is going on? Did that? No? Set flaps 2. Flaps 2. The voice control doesn't seem to be working here. Connected. All set. Set that in there. Set flaps 2. That's weird. Flaps 0 degrees. There it goes. Flaps 2. Flaps. Set flaps 2 degrees. Flaps 2. I can get them to go up, but I can't get them to go down. C'est la vie. So, check out, see down here? The split between the screens. This is kind of good for the A320 too. You want to put that right between, right?
Honolulu
Right there,
Unicom,
you're on center.
November 685 Bravo
Right?
Lima is clear
You're close
of all
enough to
runways.
center. So if you keep that just a touch off, just like that, and kind of draw the line coming down right on the edge of the PFD, you're golden. Remember, we're looking for 502.8 here, roughly. Now at heavy weights, I'm not sure how they did the power to weight with this A330 rework, and it seems like it's a little bit light on the power, to be quite honest. See that? Right on the center. Look at that. Boom. We gotta go down to Mike Bravo here. Oh, one thing I forgot. Gotta set heading 140, and we turn within 2 miles of Honolulu. The Honolulu VOR. How much you want to bet this guy's gonna create a little bit of a Mexican standoff taxiing out to the reef runway? Because he landed on the reef runway. They don't really land on the reef runway unless they're landing on 26 left. But when the winds are from the east, which is most of the time in Honolulu, unless there's what's called Kona winds, they land on 8 left or 4 left. Sorry, 8 left or 4 right. And we're crossing 8 left.
Honolulu Unicom, the wire 90, crossing runway 8 left.
Finals clear. There shouldn't be anyone landing that way. Go ahead and hit the... I don't call clear until I'm over the hold line.
The Y90 is clear of all runways.
Where'd that guy go? Oh, he's down there. Now watch, I'm going to put this back on center now. Right? Without really looking. Now I'm just going to oversteer a little bit, trying to get that right back on center. Get it squared away. Now watch. If I go out of the cockpit now, that front wheel is going to be on the line. Right? It's close to the line. You know, that's close enough for government work, as they say. Right? So slightly, just touch off to the left. Go, turning left, a little bit of brake on it. So the wind's right down the pike at 6 degrees. Need to do a little bit of a run up. At least be 502 and change by the time we lift off. That looks like it's gonna be about right. What's this guy doing down here? It's starting to make me nervous because there's no way to get back off the reef runway. I don't believe. All right, remember we're gonna stop short of the runway here on the hold line, and we'll talk about the takeoff a little bit. It's a heavy plane. I'm probably gonna need more, right? More positive trim once I take off to hold my 15 degrees, right? Okay, let's put the brakes on real quick. Let's see where that nose wheel is. Look at that, right on the money. Right? So, we're going to roll down the runway. We'll call 100 knots. Enter the high-speed regime. V1. Then we call rotate. We're going to rotate right here. 7.5 degrees, right? This is what we're looking for. This to here, right? We're going to hold that till we see the flight path vector start popping up. When we hear positive rate, we're going to continue the pull up to about 15 degrees. And we're going to be looking for 161 to 166, right? We're going to pitch for that speed, right? I'm going to try using 100% N1, 99 to 100% N1, because we're loaded up. We're 88, we're almost 90%. I did a 67% takeoff, I think, or 63%. Earlier, I used 97% N1, and even that was a little too much, right? So, we're also going to go to heading 140, right? And we'll intercept. Once we get to about, 400 feet, we'll turn to 140 degrees. We're going to hold that nose up at 15 degrees pitch, looking for that speed. Whatever it takes to get that speed between 7.5 and 15 degrees, we're looking for 161 to 166. V2 plus 10 to V2 plus 15, right? Holding that pitch till we reach 1,528 feet, because you see we're at 28, so the thrust reduction acceleration is going to be 1,528. Then we're going to pitch the nose back down to 10 degrees and start accelerating naturally. We'll let the plane accelerate naturally. We don't do any autopilot until we've hit 250 knots. And we might crank in some vertical speed just for fun. Right? Where is that other guy? He is gone. Okay. So I am going to call takeoff now. 8 right, departing east.
Honolulu Unicom, Hawaii
Landing
90
lights.
is taking off runway 8 right,
Strobe lights.
departing east.
Okay, let's do this. Gotta tell you, this is one of the coolest takeoffs in the world. It's usually sad because you're usually going home from Hawaii, but so I'm gonna oversteer the center line a little bit, slow down. All right. Oversteering. Want to get the rear wheels squared away. Bring it right on in. I might have hit the brake there. Look at that, lined up beautifully. Okay, let's hold in the rudder brakes. Stabilize thrust. Okay, looking for 99 to 100. Okay, 100 on the N1. I'm putting in forward stick now. Forward stick. Notice down there, it's forward. 100 knots checks. V1. Rotate. 7.5 is what I'm looking for. There it is, 7.5. Right? Keep on coming. Retract gear. Right, so I got a little more speed than I was looking for, and I'm at 16 degrees pitch. 400 feet, start the turn. Looking for 140 on the heading. Now I'm looking for 1,500 feet next. There's my 166.
737 November Golf is 15 nautical miles to the northwest at 11,200 feet. Inbound for
Thrust
landing.
reduction.
Will make straight and fill runway 8 right.
Couple degrees off. Didn't quite make it to 140. Climbing out slow now. So I was on 100, so let's go 98. There it goes. Now I'm too far. Looking for 10 degrees. Now watch this vertical speed. As we speed up, the vertical speed is going to increase. Flaps 1. Okay, get it out just slats. We're looking for 220. For full retraction. Look at that view. Now notice I'm holding my pitch at roughly 10 degrees, right? And I need to trim down as the speed comes on. Look at that vertical speed. So speed trend's increasing. Flaps 0 degrees. Flaps up. Now I'm looking for 250 on the speed. Take a look out the left wing. Get that gorgeous view of man ahead. Right? She's climbing like a stuck pig right now. Okay, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Lock in vertical speed. Bring it back down. Now I'm going to zero out my trim as best I can. Set flight level 350. Okay. I don't know why the Infinite Flight Autopilot does that. It just does it. I had vertical speed set. I find it's easy to set the vertical speed and then punch in the altitude you want, but it does that. It's a thing. Right? Now I'm going to go ahead and hit nav. Take a nice little leisurely bank. Get a nice look at the east end of Oahu. It looks great in Infinite Flight, but I gotta tell you, it looks even way better in real life. So next thing's 10,000, where we'll accelerate to 300 knots for the climb. I'm not gonna start dumping yet. I'm gonna, on my cell phone, I'm gonna punch in the approach. We're actually going up to Maggie here, or Magi, however you want to say that. And what ATC would probably do here is they would probably give us direct to Magi. So let's get rid of Cecil, Molokai. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Molokai. So now we're direct to Maggie. And that's actually the star into Honolulu, the Magi 3, Maggie 3. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, down, and I'm going to attempt to get a direct. I'm going to hit show fixes. Show fixes. Yep. So I'm going to go direct to Magi. Should level out there. Okay, so 10,000. Landing lights off. Reduce the vertical speed a little bit. Right? Smooth air right here. We can go belts off. Tune out of Honolulu Unicorn for now. 300 knots for the climb here. Now our top of climb is 58. Our top of climb is quite a ways away. But what I would do normally, if I was going to go all the way to top of climb, is I would, once I hit the 300 knots, right? Thanks for the follow, MMDA Beast, or M the Beast, whatever it is, MM the Beast. Thanks for the follow. Right, so 294, right, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. Just a little bit of touch on the auto throttle would be good, so that it's not struggling. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to figure out a rate of climb. So we're at 300 knots, right? We need to be at that waypoint, 2318. .2318, 156.32, right, at 35,000, so I'm going to get my time calculation out. I'm going to do 4 minutes 59, plus 8 minutes 41, plus, I'm going to go 6 minutes, 1940, so I'm going to do 6:05, we're at 13.9 for 35, so 35,000 minus 13, just do 850. So 21,150 divided by 19.75, as in 19 minutes and 45 seconds. So our vertical speed should be 1,070. So I'm going to go, I'll go 1,200 just to be on the safe side. So that covers that. So what I need to do is go what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a vector here. I'm going to take, to show the landing, and stay here, I'm going to level out it. I'm going to level out at, say, 16,000. Right? Stay at 300 knots. I'm off this, right? I'm going to take a heading at easterly. And then what we can do is we'll go ahead and fly via Bambo. So I'm going to clear my flight plan now. I actually have I'll look for a direct to Bambo, which is, according to my Hawaiian Airlines pilot friend, they usually give you direct to Bambo, right? So I'm putting in the Maggie 3 arrival, right? Hey, there we go. Okay, so 090. And what I'm going to attempt to do is kind of come around and go direct to Bambo. Set heading 360. That should get us right back around on track, given the advance, right? So I'm going to set up the approach. I'm going to go ahead and look at the charts on my phone for 8 left. We could take, I don't know what this did. Yeah, that gave us Makoa, which is the west shoreline. It's quite a ways out there. All right, favorite airports, Honolulu, open charts list. Approach. 8 left on our GPS Y. No, Z procedure. So we go reef. So we want to delete this and this. Just watch where we're going. Keep coming around now. So 220. usually cross Bambo about 14,000 if I remember correctly. So I'm going to set up for the RNAV RNP run, RNAV RNP Zulu, runway 8 left. I'm going to take it from the reef here. So CKH. Reef. XU. SLY. Don't ask me how to say that. Zully. Yuger. Gemwood. I want to be 2300 at Gemwood. And then Zimic. And then 8 left. So, there we go. Is there a runway fix on 8 left? Show fixes. Yes, there is. Okay, there we go. So we're set up for the RNAV RNP. So we want to be 2,300 feet at Gemwood. So that's what we are going to do. Crank around. Put a little more bank on that. The struggle is real. Start going direct Bambo here. Try to get a good line on it. Direct Bambo. Alright, the dump's got to start now. So I'm going to go ahead and run my landing calculations. As soon as I can get this sucker back on nav. Are we there yet? Good. That ought to do it. Yeah, no, one more direct ought to do it. Excuse me. Keeping in mind we got to stay above 7,000. Reef is 5,000 minimum. And then it's Zuzli at 210. Coming right around the corner there, so 210. More direct, should straighten us out. Yeah. I believe they give Bambo and then a reef as a direct. Should usually cross over the island here somewhere. A little closer to it says Cowboy Bay. Yeah. So we can redirect to reef. Yep, that's exactly what it's going to look like. If I can pull up the picture. It's usually headings in Honolulu, but maybe not quite that. Maybe a little further south. We got to look here. For 5,000 in the reef. We're going to be close to the actual track. Maybe a little bit. We might be a little bit north. I'll pull up the picture on my phone. Or I'll pull up the picture and try to show you guys. So let's grab it. Can't grab on Hulu yet. 447. I have to do a 360 here just for give it an S-turn. Oh, maybe that was right. I'm looking to see, there's a stream. Trying, we have about 20 more thousand pounds of fuel. Now notice I forgot to trim there. Alright, so I need to do VAP calculation here. ID is 208. Elevation's 28. The wind in Honolulu is set altitude 5,000. 080 Outside temperature 24 degrees. QNH is 2986 hectopascals. Set altitude 5,000. Yeah, we're close. Let's see what this rate looks like. I'll tell you if this is too far north, just by the look of it. It looks like it's a little too far to the north. Like we should be a little bit tracking off to the left a little. Maybe not. Maybe it's on point. Okay, we're in landing weight now. So we're going to say we're going to land at 407. Set speed 250. Set speed 250. Okay. Inches. Okay, 1011. Okay, 1011. Landing weight, pounds. 406,000 pounds. Let's do 4065. And calculate. Okay, VAP's 140. Spoilers. Yeah, that's too far to the north. You're actually looking at this. Yeah, we're about maybe 5 miles too far to the north. Let's get the belts on. So we would normally be like over here crossing the coastline. And it'd be like tracking a little further right there. Okay, spoilers are out, and notice how slow the speed's going down. Landing lights. If I start getting worried here, I'll gotta get below 260 so we don't get the warning. There it is. Get that descent going. Yeah, a little bit too far over the mountains. Set altitude 2,300. Is it 210? It's 210. It's just Zusli. Exuli. How to say that? Okay, I'm going to start getting in some positive trim here. Keeping that zeroed out. She does land with a bit of trim on it. Yeah, I know, Mark, I know. It's a heavy airplane. All you want to do. The spoilers are at 1 speed. I wish we had throttleable spoilers, if you would. Because then I could just put a little bit of spoiler out or a lot bit of spoiler out based on what I needed for the day. Okay, so she's going to be looking for 210 now. And we'll go for our initial level of flap at that point. Okay. And we're making right traffic. Oop, no, 8 left. Oh, yeah.
Honolulu Unicom, the YM90 is 4 nautical miles to the southwest at 5,800 feet. Inbound for landing. Will make straight in for runway 8 left.
Okay, gotta get that speed back by Zusli. Let's just tell them right
Honolulu
traffic.
Unicom, the YM90 is 5 nautical miles
Traffic's
to the
not a
southwest
factor.
at 5,300 feet. Inbound for
So I'm
landing.
gonna take
Will
over.
make
It's
right traffic
Zusli
for runway 8 left.
Alright. I'm gonna take over here. My fixes. Because it's one continuous turn on the approach chart. Right? Start throttling back on this vertical speed. Tuck the spoilers back. And we're on right downwind.
Honolulu Unicom, the YM90 is on right downwind, runway 8 left.
Need some more flaps there. Since we're so heavy, we'll just go with 220 as the initial speed. Flaps 1. See, I punched that speed there. Alright, here we come. Starting to make the turn. So the line that I'm drawing here is the actual kind of RNAV line that they want you to fly. It's not just a straight shot. I'm going to go to 195 here once I get past Uger. Set speed 195. Set speed 195. Flaps 2. Gotta be careful to watch the speed here, because it'll start hunting for the altitude.
Honolulu Unicom, the YM90 is on right base, runway 8 left.
We're gonna go out on 2,000. Ease out that turn, just so we're a little bit lower. Set speed 190. Come down to 190. Right, starting intercepting here. Gemwood. Okay. That last turn. A little bit over it. That's okay with the wind. Get that vertical speed going down now. Gear down. Gear down. Spoilers with the gear. Flaps 3. Get some spoilers going here. Because we just coasted right above the glide slope, and that's not what we wanted to happen. Zimmick, we were supposed to be 1600.
Honolulu Unicom, the YM90 is on final, runway 8 left.
Okay, notice I'm having trouble keeping it up. I need to get that trim cranked in there. It's usually around 68 to 70 depending on the weight. There we go, almost there. There it is. Spoilers on, lights are good, cabin's advised.
1,000.
Stabilized at 1,000. Might be a touch hot on the vertical speed. Pretty much right down the pike. Do a little bit of hula here. There we go. Anywhere before a dot is okay. Now when I get to 100 feet, you're going to see the ground effect on this thing is massive. The wing's 200 and something feet long. So it like, so the wing's 196. I can't remember exactly what it is, but the wing is so big that at 200 feet you're going to be cushioning in the ground effect, and you'll see it. I'm going to be pitching down to try to avoid that. But this thing, if you get the hang of it, you can grease the living heck out of the landings. $200. Okay, watch this. 100 now. Right? Watch this.
100.
Autopilot off. See that flight path vector?
50, 40,
30, 20,
10.
10. Try to keep it there. Fly the nose wheel down. Manual braking after 100. There it is. It's not bad stop distance. Probably not really realistic. Probably stop down at this exit. If I remember my trips to Honolulu, we definitely did. But the coolest thing about landing in Honolulu, right? I'm going to ban you from this channel. It's not butter, it's grease. So I'm going to roll down to this next exit here. And the coolest thing about landing in Honolulu as a passenger, right, is coming up here. So you fly in. Those spoilers actually seem like they're up a little much for, they'd be about there, right? Anyways, slow down now. This is the coolest thing about being a passenger landing in Honolulu. This. So you've landed, taxiing off the runway, right? Yeah, watch me try to taxi. Okay. That's it, right there. Getting to see Diamond Head for the first time. I know it's kind of silly, and I taxied way the wrong way. So flaps 0 degrees. Oh no, I didn't. I gotta keep coming around. Flaps 0 degrees. Flaps 0 degrees. There we go. That wasn't that bad, especially since there's another taxiway right there. So then, yep. The gate that I came into when I flew in here was, I've come in all the way on the far end down here at gate 11, I think, when I flew United. The 2 times I flew Hawaiian, I departed from here. I've also departed from here, and I've come into this gate and this gate. And I'll be anxious to see which gate I come into when I come to Hawaii in January. So I'll show you some pictures. We need a Hawaiian livery so bad, and the A330-200. It's the cooler plane. It's longer range, so you could do some really cool flights with it. Can't wait to see what the landing was. It looked real good. Come on now. Really? Wish we had differential thrust. Engines, beacon lights, and then let's see what we got for a landing here. Nothing. Yeah, buddy. Hawaiian 90. A330 tutorial. Divert. Image. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and end this flight. Let's take a quick replay at the takeoff and landing. So let's go here. So let's set up the takeoff and landing. We'll just kind of take a look from the outside and see what we can see. Oops, too far. Yep, square it off. All right, so remember, the initial rotation, right, is to 7.5 degrees, right about there. There it is. So initial rotation, 7.5, bring it up to 15, and you're looking for that V2 plus 10 to V2 plus 15. Let's take a look at the outside. Doesn't show the speed. Right. 31. Here comes the rotate. Now watch. Hold. Look at where that tail is. Holding it there. Holding it there. Holding it there. Right? Now I got a flight path vector. I go gear up. Right? Keep pulling to 15 degrees. Right? Right? Make my turn now. Right over Waikiki. Looking for 1,500 feet. You'll hear that thrust come back. Still 15 degrees.
Honolulu Uniform. 737 November Golf is 15 nautical miles to the northwest at 11,200 feet. Inbound for landing. Will make straight in for runway
1500. Nose coming down. Still trying to make it to 140 degrees. If you look out your left window, you'll see beautiful Waikiki. let's take a look now at the landing. Too far. Right? Ground effect, huge on this plane. Coming up, holding it, holding it, holding it, holding it. Landed a little early. So let's see. I'm trying to go for right here. Looks like I landed a little early because I was pushing down the nose in that ground effect. And I didn't quite get it where I wanted to. I did. But let's see. See when those spoilers come out. Power's down. Right on the marks. Fly the nose wheel down. That's how you fly an A330. So I'm going to end that. If anybody wants the replay, be happy to send it. So let's go take a look at the flight report here. All right. So takeoff speed, look at that. 166, right where we wanted it to be. Right? 7.1 degrees on the nose. Perfect. We're looking for 7.5 actually. Right? Final approach speed, 143. The VREF, according to my app, I got to check, I think it was 136. 138. So I was 3 knots slow on the landing speed, but I'm not going to complain at that landing. It was a great landing. And I should have probably had the nose up. 4.5 is a minimum, but you really fight that ground effect with the A330 since they've reworked it. Now, since we have a viewer, I'm going to go ahead and Hawaii and see if I can't find the landing here. So this is coming into Honolulu. Diamond heads back out that way. Right, it's not that one. Nope, not that one. This one. So this is the final to 8 left. Right? So we're getting 8 left. Right on the money. Boards up. Reverse green. Reverse green. Actually, you know what? Those spoilers do look good. They look a little more vertical in infinite flight. And again, the coolest thing about landing in Honolulu is this right here. Boom, diamond head. So that was pretty cool. One thing, if I don't know if I have it here, but maybe I have it the next year. Let's see. So, yeah. Remember that I pointed out? You come in a little south of that, kind of up there under those clouds. This was a 30-day-old A330, by the way, when I flew it. I think I got the landing here somewheres. Did I get the landing? Does not look as though I got the landing here. Yes. So same thing, a little better phone camera at that point. I think I had a 6S at that point. I was one row forward too, so I could see the whole engine. This is N379H. See the F-22s and the F-22 right there. forward to doing this again. So, hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope you got a little something out of being able to fly the A330.